what do you make of the appearance of the AG in court today and what he sought to do?
I'd like to start by saying a very good morning to your...
Good evening.
Good evening, actually, to your cherished viewers at Multi TV, and to wish them a good evening. Now, moving on to this Woyome matter and what happened in court today, we can see for a fact that the Attorney General is not amused. He has described a few things that went on, and I think his anger is rather going to benefit Ghanaians, because you could see this is an Attorney General who was pushed to do things that he may not have done in the beginning, in that he comes out with a statement and says that some people are trying to conceal gargantuan crimes against the people of Ghana. And what happened was, I think he was fighting behind the scenes against certain concealments that was going on. And he became a persona non grata. And so therefore, some people via the press, which he described as rented, perverse, criminal, NDC press. Very serious words, because when anything is rented, we all know you rent something for a year, that is a year in advance, or you rent something for 2 years. In effect, you stay or you take the place for habitation. And in this case, that means that whoever has paid these rented NDC press, in effect, has become like the one who calls the tune because they've paid the piper. And even if it's dough, they tell them, no, it is la, and they just play it as such, which is very dangerous. And these papers who were listed, the Daily Post was one of them, the Ghanaian Lens was one of them, the Informer was one of them, and there was a fourth paper. For me, I would want to see what kind of stories these rented press will be bringing out, because to attack the Attorney General in a manner where he feels that now he has to expose his colleague minister who's, in his words, concealing gargantuan crimes against the people of Ghana is a very serious matter with that regard. And so in his anger, we are benefiting because now he's gone to court. And my brother, it will amaze you the revelations in these documents that we have here.
I'll be happy to take those revelations. We have Victor Adawudu on the line. Let's just deal with him quickly. Let him go so we can settle on this matter here. Good evening to you, Victor.
Good evening, and good evening to your listeners.
All right, how are you doing? Do you think that what is happening now is a political matter or a legal matter, or is both? And if it's both, which one outweighs the other?
Oh, it's a legal matter, and at the same time, it has political slant. What I would say is that if it's about what the Attorney General went to file, with the proposed amendments he wants to do, I think that let's put it in context perspective, that this is an issue where the former Attorney General went to court and wanted to set aside the process. Then filed a writ, and after the writ was filed, she was moved to the Education Ministry. Now, what the Attorney General has done now is only to show that, yes, the mistakes she talked about and the defense that has been put now. And I think perusing the documents now, he has come clearly to say that, yes, looking at the documents what has been made available, there is no contract between Mr. Alfred Woyome and the government. And even going further, he thinks that for a contract of such nature, which should have gone through Parliament, has not been done. So there was a violation, and if anything, there is any contract, it should be declared null and void. These are amendments that he has proposed, and I think it's yet to be taken. Now, looking at the two angles of it is that the political aspect of is that the issue that came to the fore was that there was a fraud that has been perpetrated by the government between Woyome and the former Attorney General. Now, the president says that if this is what they are saying, then let me make Yoko, to investigate, to find out what's the criminal liability. I think let's distinguish the two, that there is a civil case that is going on in the commercial court, and the Yoko is looking at the criminal liability. That is where their mandate is. So I believe that, yes, the court will go on with its work to do. At the end of the day, the Attorney General is saying that I have looked at the document. There is no contract between Woyome and the government. In any event, if there is anything like that, it did not go through Parliament as the Constitution stipulates. So I think that is where we are now. I believe that there are two different legs of it. And let's see how the matter will turn out.
Do you think that what is happening currently is simply for a political result rather than a legal result?
No, I don't think so. In the sense that, one, there was a writ. It is not as if there is a new writ that has been filed by the Attorney General Martin Amidu. It was an old writ that was filed by his predecessor. That writ was filed to set aside the process. It is the continuation of the process. And he comes out with that there is a defense. This is my defense. So they will also respond and say, yes, this is the defense. I think the political matter that is coming out of it, the slant of it, will be maybe the press statement that the Attorney General issued earlier. That could have been what people would be seeing, that it is based on that. But that's something different from this matter, because he has never made reference to anything about this Woyome case in his press statement. It was something he said he believes that there is corruption. Even a minister in government was concealing it. So if we box the two issues together, we might not get a clarity out of it.
What do you see in all of this? Do you think that it's a bit too late in the day what Attorney General is trying to do, or for you, is a step in the right direction?
Oh, no, I think it is in the right direction, in a sense that if the courts go ahead and the amendments are accepted, is granted, and it comes out that there was no contract between Woyome and government, then government, because he has asked that Woyome should refund the money back to government, then the other leg of it would also be if Yoko also finds out any criminal culpability of any person. That is where the president said they will initiate action against those who have caused this fraud or who perpetrated this fraud on this nation of ours. So I think the two would give us different results. The one in court would give us a civil remedy that there was no contract or there was a contract. If there's no contract, the money is paid back, it's refunded. Even as his Lordship, Tanko Amadou, said that he should give an undertaking that if the 17 million is paid to him and it turns out that he does not deserve it, he would pay it back. So that was an undertaking. And I think it's just a process. If we allow the process to go on, I believe we will come to the logical conclusion of this matter.
Can I ask
Thank you.
A simple question?
We have to take a commercial break quickly. But what would that be?
It's just that, is he aware, and he's not saying anything contrary,
right?
That the undertaking he's talking about was that Mr. Woyome should be paid 17, and the rest of the amount should be stayed.
Okay.
But yet, in Mr. Martin Hamidou's own amended statement, he says, consequently, the government of Ghana has lost the sum of 51 million, which the plaintiff, that is the Attorney General, paid to the defendant, Mr. Woyome.
Okay.
So I just want to ask that if the court has said that pay him 17 and stay the rest, even by paying him the 51 in itself alone, is a big, big case.
What will be your quick response? Are you able to do that in a minute for me?
Yeah. Let's put it in perspective. You know, Woyome was paid 17 million in 2010. If you go to the Auditor General's report, the 34 million that they are talking about in addition was paid in 2011.
You know, I'm not even attacking Victor on this. Victor needs to know that they said, pending the final determination or outcome of this matter, the rest is stayed. So until the thing was finally determined in the court, it doesn't matter whether it was paid in 2011 or 2010. It's wrong.
If my learned colleague will just give me. So if we look at this too, that the order was complied with, and that is where I believe that the
order wasn't complied with.
ECHO will get us the fact because
what order was complied with, Victor?
The issue is that Auditor General is even saying that we paid only 17,000 Ghana cedis.
No.
17 million.
No.
Oh, I believe that those are the corrections.
17 million, you mean? 17 million?
Fact, if we get a
Victor, do you mean 17 million or 17,000?
Oh, 17 million, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
May I apologize to your listeners.
Okay.
It's not 17,000.
Great.
It's 17 million.
You said the order was complied with. How was it complied with?
The order was asked that they should pay the 17 and stay the rest. And undertaking should be given. And that was when the money was paid in 2010.
What about the additional payments that has come up?
Yes, that is the additional payment, and nobody understands that. And I think that is where ECHO can go in and find out what was the basis for that payment.
Okay, great. We have to take a commercial break now, and I have to say a big thank you to you for joining us. I know you have a very busy schedule tonight, but you still managed to say a few words to us. I'm sure your question is answered. It's clear.
Oh, very clearly.
All right.
It's a pleasure.
You are the stage where you're saying the revelations are. Well, I will not use an adjective for you, but you were commenting on the revelations in this report.
Yes.
What were you driving at?
Well, for me, some of the things here, I would say that are quite frightening because there's one sentence here which really worries me. It says that the defendant colluded, that is Woyome, colluded with Waterville.
Sentence from where?
From the amended
support or something.
Let me. I want to use the right term for you to.
It's important
to get
proposed amendment to the amended statement of claim.
Yes, the proposed amendment to the amendment statement of claim. That was. This is basically January 2012.
Okay.
Hot document.
Very hot.
Very serious. And after they have rightly said that some of the things that were in the previous claim, they were not aware. And that's, listen to this, the government of Ghana later on discovered, and I'm very happy that members of the opposition, by being persistent, have helped the Attorney General to discover the gargantuan fraud that was about to be committed to the people of Ghana. It says that the defendants colluded with Waterville. That is, Woyome colluded with Waterville. Collusion, it means they've come together like a conspiracy to defraud Ghana. It says, defendant colluded with Waterville to write to Attorney General misrepresenting. So not only have they talked about fraud, there's also misrepresentation. And these are very serious offenses. Let us put all the politics aside, whereby Ghana has money in the consolidated fund, and then a certain citizen of this country colludes with a foreign company.
Well, that is not the finding. I mean, it is not a judgment.
No, it is not. But you see, I'm saying that now the Attorney General is talking.
I know that.
And when before...
And so it's important that we present it as such.
Exactly.
All right.
It is very important because, you see, what I'm saying is that now the Attorney General, after doing a diligent search, has come to the same conclusion.
Now of this view.
Yes, to this view, that the MPP and other conscious Ghanaians were of this same view previously.
Okay, and they told us edged on the court.
We were doing politics. We say no. Woyome has taken money belonging to Ghana, and you are the Attorney General. You are the representative of Ghanaians.
Yes.
We voted so that the president will make you represent us. So go and take our money for us.
You mean Woyome has been giving money belonging to Ghana?
Yes.
Okay.
Being given,
because the taking could have another meaning.
According to the